Lally ho, friends, and welcome to episode 39 of Kupo Quest. We are down one Blake today, but it's not going to stop us from continuing our journey to Elfheim. So, where did we leave off last time? Let's back up a little bit. We have lost one of our members permanently. Sir Grunthor met his end at the gates of Alexandria, while the rest of the group managed to escape. They didn't quite get as far as they wanted to, though, as the Guardian Force that Blake inadvertently had released rocketed past them, knocking them out of the sky, and unable to control their descent, ended up crashing into the Altepa Desert near Rabanastre. So luckily, they have an artificer who can roll a 32 on their checks when trying to build a makeshift raft and turn it into an airship. So they did have something that could get them short distances. But before they could actually get on it, they were attacked in the morning by these large scorpion-esque humanoids and their large scorpion pets. Turns out these were sent by Marilith. Who that is, no one's really sure, although amongst the group, they have kind of determined that it might be the third fiend, the one that is in that region guarding the fire crystal. Seems like she was aware that they were in her territory and sent a welcoming party. And once they made it clear they were leaving, she delivered a message, but then seemed to just let them go. So, looking at their options, they decided that the closest place to get, because they have children and Sarah, Biggs, and Wedge, they have a bunch of civilians with them, was Elfheim. Now, the problem with Elfheim is that it is technically located inside the Empire's territory. It's on the very edge. Once belonged to Alexandria, but it is technically Imperial ground at the moment. But just looking at their options, it seemed like the best place to go. They were pulling in on their makeshift airship as night had fallen. And I think we left off with Elfheim in view and you all deciding exactly what you were going to do. So I'm going to just stop talking, throw it to you, and let's see what you do. So, what are you
Question,
doing?
DM.
Yes.
How fast are we going roughly compared to on foot speed? Like twice as fast, 3 times as fast, 60 times as fast, maybe even?
Not 60 times as fast. You're not rocketing towards it like a bullet. So what you have is essentially a raft that is floating in the air and holding everyone's weight. So I would say that you're probably going, I'll say 5 times faster than walking speed.
Oh,
Still,
fuck yeah.
still a pretty good speed, but not what
Yeah.
you were doing as far as the other airship. That thing was a beast. But you have pretty good control over it, so you can slow it down and stop it as quickly as you need to. Without slamming the brake. I mean, if you want to slam the brakes, we can let everybody roll a dexterity saving throw, see if they go flying. That could be a fun way to kick this off.
I just stop the homunculus. I'm just like, nope, your turn now. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I don't even do anything, but I'm tired.
Yeah. Izzy just looks around, sees night falling. He just says, "All right, you need to stop here."
Should we stop in Elfheim or should we camp out in the woods?
We need to camp out.
It's
If
gonna be
any
easier.
guards catch us, it'll be easier to traverse without a bunch of people around us.
At this point, Nozak, you hear Nellie sneeze and just cough a little bit. Sarah says, "We can, but the children have been out in the elements for, I think, too long anyway. I think a bed would do them good."
We'll set up some pallets or mats for them to sleep on then.
And I mean, if we can find a few things, I might be able to, I don't know, whip something up, perhaps. If you find some branches or some trees or something.
And we can set up a fire, and I have some extra clothes that I can give to Luca and Nelly as blankets.
Do you think that's what's best?
I do.
Just let me know whenever Ava stops.
I would go 1 hour of our travel time, which would be 5 hours of on foot travel time away from Elfheim, if that sounds good to everyone. So that way I'll be fully rested by the time they send out an envoy, if they do.
Yeah.
So you're
sounds good.
saying, so
I'm
5
gonna, so we're
hours
gonna
out.
pass about
Okay.
yeah, which would be an hour drive for us would be about 5 hours for anybody on foot.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go
Perfect.
an hour out.
Okay.
I'm going to
Oh, you're going to
reach
stay
into my
on
little
the.
backpack.
So you're coming from the east. You staying on the east side? Are you trying to go a different side, or how do you want to? Where do you want to put down? I guess.
Yeah, we'll stay on the east side.
Okay.
I was kind of thinking like somewhere on the border of the green and the brown, so that way we're
Okay.
Yeah.
not near Ravenast or necessarily are near Lindblom.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Easy enough to bring down. Nellie does start to shiver. Nozak, you see her kind of. It seems like she might be
Yeah.
catching something, having spent
I'm
the night
gonna
in the cold
I'm gonna
desert.
open my little. We don't even really have much backpack because who pays attention to backpacks? I'm learning, but I'm
Should be
gonna reach
you
into
all.
my. I'm gonna reach into my little backpack because I have one apparently, and I'm gonna pull out like. This is gonna be really cute. I'm gonna pull out a blanket, which is like only just about the same height as what Nozak is, because he mainly uses it to just sleep on rather than sleep under. And he's just gonna like slowly wrap it, or try and reach to wrap it around Nelly to try and
Okay.
give her something. Um, and
Thank you,
yeah,
Mr. Bunny Man.
hopefully, we shouldn't. We should be able to get a fire up soon, so we'll be nice and warm. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Izzy, really quick, are there just any sticks or anything around?
Give me an investigation check. Or nope,
Yeah,
survival.
sure. Yeah, sure. I have stuff in that too.
You all will notice too, as soon as you put down, Blake is being
That's a dirty
very,
20.
very quiet. She hasn't really engaged with anybody in a little bit, and nearly as soon as you sit down, her and Duchess kind of just go off, and she seems to just, whether she's asleep or trying to be alone, she's not really engaging with the rest of you. With that, Izzy, looking around, yeah, you can find not just some sticks, but you find some nice wood that you think will make for a really good campfire.
Okay, cool. If that's the case, he puts it down in front of Nelly and Luca?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And you see that. Hold on. See, I always have to make sure I have the stuff written because I don't know if it has verbal or semantic stuff. Okay, cool. You see that he just draws a rune with his hand. Before he would have to siphon energy, but he just does it almost effortlessly. And you see he opens his hand up, and a fire just appears on the wood.
Okay. Well, it's easy enough as it's just a nice it catches immediately, and you have a nice roaring fire. Nellie,
And that's
she pulls this thing towards her, but you can see her already just kind of loosening it as the warmth kind of seeps into her skin.
Yeah, and he is going to look at Luca, and he says, "Luca, thank you for helping us in that fight. You really made a difference. You really made a difference for the others.
Well, I
I
don't know
apologize
about
that
that, but
I
thanks.
apologize. I wasn't quick enough to help you.
We had it. I mean, you all had your hands full anyway. I mean, I've picked up a thing or two. So, plus Biggs, Wedge,
Well,
Sarah, they were all there. I mean, it's not like I took one of these things on by myself,
I
but I
still
appreciate it.
appreciate you.
Well, thanks.
When I was your age, I wasn't able to be half as useful.
I can't imagine that's true.
You would think. We're me, Nozak, and Ava need to speak privately for a second. Could you please just keep an eye on everyone for me?
He kind of stands up a little straighter. Of course, I'll keep a lookout.
When he says that, he looks at him, but then he looks at Sarah and like gives like a wink, like you are the adult in this situation. Yeah, da da da. Before turning to go speak to the others,
She just kind of
and
smiles and nods.
very
Like
quickly he goes
kids
to the
being
other two.
adopted.
Yeah, he goes to the other two. He does not ask. He says, we need to talk.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think there's a lot we need to discuss anyway.
So, he pulls you guys back over to the boat where you see he has a map scrawled out, and you see he has a couple of notes written down. He says, "So first things first, they have someone, even the what were their names? DM the people siphoning off the crystals,
Fiends.
the
Fiends
fiends.
or
Thank
the
you.
betrayers. You guys have called them a couple different things, but
Well, our evil friends seem to be able to scry on us when we're in their domain. I'm upset I didn't bring this up before because it was pretty apparent, especially when we were in the water chambers. But I may have a way to help us with that, but I need to get some answers on it first. So, for now, try not to be too worried about any scrying or divination on us. On us. Uh, if you can, Ava, see if our two friends that seem to have taken a liking to you can help with that in any way.
All right.
There are some spells I can do. There are some spells I can use to help with that. Well, there's a spell, but the problem is it takes a lot of energy to cast it on all of us because it typically only affects one person.
Mm.
So we need to find something concrete. But we don't need to worry about that. For now, we need to talk. We need to talk about the bigger issue, which is what we're going to say to Renoa and Squall about making such an incredibly idiotic choice.
Yeah. Look, there's different ways that we can handle that for sure. I think the only real way you could say anything is just what else could Blake do at that time? Like,
Blake, this has nothing to do with Blake. It's not like she asked them to send them. They're leaders; they can do whatever they want.
and Nozak, I think you're the only one that knows that.
yeah. I mean, I remember specifically telling them not to do anything with the Guardian forces, especially after what we talked about with Leviathan.
Yes, which is why they're going to get quite the earful because adding I just don't understand why they would prep so much just to throw themselves on the board like that. It was a very bad decision.
I
Speaking
don't even know
of,
how they knew about the Black Knight.
They didn't.
So what the fuck
That's
did they deploy the Guardians for then? They just felt like going for a test run, and they just happened to come to.
no, there was a reason for it. Because at the time we didn't really know what to do, and Blake asked them to. Because Blake had mentioned and talked to them about what happened with Grunthor, and how he was about ready to go with the Black Knight facing Alexandria's walls. And then with everything that went down with Adonis, everything that's gone down now with Noctis taking over a lot more of the world, I think at the time she didn't really have much else of a choice in how she thought the best way to move forward was to try and protect more people. I don't know if she was thinking to do it to help Grunthor. I don't know if she was hoping to, I don't know, make an impact or to help in protecting Alexandria. I'm not sure exactly what the thought process was, but when we're in a position to where we are ready to go, Grunthor's about to fight, the Black Knight's about to take down and raise a whole city. Don't be surprised if we come back in like a week or so and Alexandria is no longer there. That's probably just what's going to happen. But
No, of course.
I don't know
uh,
what her thought process was. I can't say I don't agree with it because I don't. I think we should have left the Guardian forces alone. I think it would have been better to just let them know what was going on rather than say, yeah, deploy the thing. But
it's his jaw is clenching very, very hard right now. Like he's trying not to say something. He's trying so hard to be nice as he says, Well, people's lack of seriousness in this situation is not our problem, apparently. We need to decide what we're going to do next. I'm suggesting we tell Renault to send men here unless we plan on meeting them halfway.
We don't have much else of a choice. Either that or we just spend the next day or so flying south.
What are they sending men here for? Why?
To meet us halfway, just in case something else happens. Originally, we just told them, and they said they were going to send people to meet us regardless, assuming they want our safety. But I would prefer the extra protection for Queen Sarah as well.
We can't fit any more people on the airship, and we travel significantly faster than people on foot. We'd be slowed down by a convoy helping us.
All right, then I'll tell her. Then I'll tell her to get it.
If we want to have a convoy, I'm not going to say no, but it is good to point out that we travel much faster without people on foot.
All right, it's done then. If that's the case, once we get back to Ballad, we need to decide what our next move is because we have much less time than we had before. And depending on how my information finding for these potential artifacts that can protect us go, it may be even less time. I'm not against being sidetracked if it's necessary, but I'll let you all
for a
know.
very good reason.
I'll let you all know what I find.
I think
do
it's
you
also
all?
the fact that we're on a time crunch, not just for all of that, but I mean, if Merilith knows about us, then it's safe to assume that whoever the fuck is protecting the Earth one is probably also going to know about us as well. The only difference is we know where the red one is, the fire one. We know where that one is.
You know where all the
But
crystals
even
are.
Oh, right.
You know the
I've
location
forgotten,
of all the
sorry.
crystals, at least.
Nozak's having a seniors moment. Thank you.
All right. So we're making our way back to Ballad. Once we get there, we need to decide which crystal we want to go to. And then after we deal with the crystals, I think we need to focus on getting this whole mother crystal thing figured out.
Yeah.
Although we may need to also make room to see if the Loporets even want to help with this war. Because now it seems like we're definitely going to need it.
Yeah.
It may be best just to send Sid if that's the case. That way we don't have to be too separated.
Yeah.
Unless Nozak, you would prefer to go see your people again.
I think at this point, it'd be pretty stupid.
I mean, yes, but if it's important to you, I don't want to deny that.
I've spent nearly 1,000 years thinking that I was the only one, so I think I'm good spending a couple more weeks.
Okay. All right. Ava, see if there's any way your friends can help us with our current mission. Nozak, see if there's anything you can do to make the ship go faster, please.
Yeah, I'll have a look. Maybe I could find some stronger. I'm probably not going to find stronger wood than the fucking ship, but I'll have a look at what I can do.
If you need help, my magic is at your service.
Thanks.
And my spear.
Yeah. Alright, I'll have a look, see what I can do. I am going to cast Mage Hand and keep Mage Hand out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just look at the ship and see if there's anything that I can do, whether it's with more what's the word I'm looking for? More thing to pack it to make it stronger.
Okay.
Or just see if I can make it lighter or something.
Do you remember what tools you used to build the ship? Was it
the wood carvers? Yeah.
Yeah. So give me another roll of that. So I think that's intelligence, proficiency,
and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, whatever it lets you do
Intelligence and
there.
expertise, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, do you
tool
have expertise?
expertise,
Oh,
proficiency
okay.
bonus is doubled for any
There you
ability
go.
check you make that uses
Yeah,
proficiency
so
with a
give me
tool.
one of those.
So, where is the tools? Woodcarver's tools.
I don't know if it has a roll set up.
I don't think it does.
Yeah,
Unless you
So,
set up a custom
you'll
one.
have to make. Yeah, you gotta do a custom.
For now,
okay.
you can
So
just
what am
roll
I?
intelligence and then just tell, let's add your, we'll do it old school.
And
Just roll a
then
straight intelligence and then add double your proficiency.
okay, rolling intelligence. That is 9 plus 4, and then plus 3 doubled is 6, so 19. I think that
19.
is.
Okay. So as you kind of study it, you do think that there's a few things you could do to make it go a little faster. The main issue with the going faster is stability. You don't want
Yep.
this thing to fly apart. The only problem is you do need a couple extra pieces you don't have on hand. Now, they're pretty common pieces. You should be able to pick them up if you are deciding to go to Elfheim in the morning. You could probably find them rather easily, but you don't have them at camp. So you think you could do it? You could probably squeeze some extra miles out of this thing. You just
Okay.
kind of need to reinforce it a little bit.
Would I instead be able to spend some time finding some like wood, or like maybe using my mech to take down a tree and like chop it up, whatever, and like build like a not like a barrier around it, but like in a hot air balloon, how you've got the basket thing, how it's got like a little wall
Yeah.
thing.
You could do that. That might actually cut down on the speed a little bit by adding to the resistance. But as
Hmm.
far as safety and comfort, I mean, that's easy enough to do, but it's not going to help you make it go any faster.
Yeah, alright. I might go over to Ava then, and I'll be like, look, I can do one of two things. I can either give us a little bit of cover and build like a little wall around so we can still see over it. It just means we'll slow down a little bit. Or if I do try to speed it up a bit more, it's going to make it harder to stabilize. So I don't know if right now we can do something, or we just wait and see if Elfheim has anything. If Elfheim has some stuff, I could probably do both. But
I prefer the option where we don't go into Elfheim. If
exactly.
I'm being honest. If you want to do some reinforcements on it, maybe we just wait till we get to Balam, or maybe just
Yeah.
do some safety things for it. If
I
you're
think
if
I
you're feeling
might
a
just
tinkering.
I think I might just wait for it for now. Then I might just use this time and, I don't know, create a little thing. It's like a little camp thing. I don't know. I might just use some like sticks or whatever and build like a little hut for some of the people, like for Jane, Nelly, Luca,
Okay.
the sick and injured. I'm gonna sequester the ill ones. Hashtag COVID's not over. But no, I'm gonna build like a little tent thing for them.
Okay.
So
Yeah, easy enough to do with what you rolled. I won't make you roll twice for that because it's pretty simple for what you're trying to do for your level of expertise in this. So no
yeah,
issues. No issues finding the. I mean, this is a relatively um, wooded area. If you're not in the forest or anything, but there's trees around enough for you to find, right? So
yep.
yeah, easy enough to get what you're looking for. What the rest of you doing?
I'm about to say two of us need to have a conversation with some people. With some people. So do you want to have your conversation first, or you want me to have my conversation first?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first. I will go and meditate and try to contact the two ethereal beings that inhabit my body.
Okay, give me a what's your spellcasting thing? It's wisdom, right?
Wisdom, yeah.
Give me a wisdom check. Straight wisdom.
That's funny.
There's no meditation roll. 15. Okay. You close your eyes and you focus on the sounds of the forest, the crickets, the frogs, the things that you can hear. Eventually, they all start to fade. Things get quiet. It's almost like the world stands still around you. your eyes blink open, and you find yourself once again in this ethereal plane, this out-of-body experience where from just in every direction, it just seems like space. There's no other way to describe it. And there, your two friends, just floating nearby. Well, who's... What can we do for you today?
Uh, I have some questions for you two, if you don't mind.
Well, what else do we have to do?
Yeah,
At
that's
this
fair.
point,
Alright.
Leviathan, could you quit it for just once? Let me have some fun. What can I do for you?
Have either of you heard of a Merilith?
Kind of look at each other. Not particularly. Let me say something. Ooh, okay. I don't know anyone by that name. I've heard whispers, but I've never met them. I have heard that they reside somewhere in the desert. From what we've learned recently, I would be inclined to think that they might have something to do with the draining of our dear Ifrit's crystal.
When you were in your crystals, did you have a way of sensing or knowing when other people were in your domain or in your terrain?
At this point, Leviathan speaks up. We always had a way to sense those that came to worship. We knew who came, who went, but our senses didn't extend beyond our immediate temples.
Did anyone ever try and conceal themselves from you?
This Garuda speaks up. I don't think they fucking had to. Most people stopped believing in us eons ago anyway. To them, we were just a source of power. They thought themselves above us. They didn't think they had to. Not that they could.
Interesting. Okay. So what's it like being in this open room all the time?
Boring as fuck.
Well,
Leviathan,
hopefully I'm at least a little entertaining.
Leviathan at
Dude.
this says, I've actually been enjoying catching up with you, dear sister. To which
Aw.
Garuda says, You're insufferable.
Dude, you need to like absorb a book or something for them.
And there's not much
Izzy,
in here.
come here. Vroom.
Just the two of them trapped together in your mind space.
Oh, God.
That's funny.
All right, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Going so soon. You don't want to stay, cat, for a while?
No, there are kids that need to be protected. I know you used
Leviathan.
to appreciate that.
Leviathan at this point. Do what you must. We'll survive. Speak for yourself. Garuda just kind of turns away from both of you and just starts floating off a little bit, but no, it seems like no matter how far she tries to go, there's a point to where she just is moving. Have you ever played Super Mario 64? Like the endless staircase, if you don't have enough stars? It looks
Yeah.
like that. Like she's trying to move away, but she's just not really getting anywhere. Exactly.
She goes a certain point this way and then appears on this side.
It's just over and over looping through.
It's like a side scroller.
Leviathan turns back to you. Best of luck. I'm here should ever you need us.
Thank you,
Just kind
Leviathan.
of lowers his giant serpentine head. Kind of gives you a little bow.
And then I will end my meditation, I guess.
Okay.
End the Zoom call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hang up on him.
Yeah.
As you start to fade, the sounds of the night come back to you. As your eyes kind of flitter open, you find yourself once again sitting in the camp, staring into the crackling flames, with a little bit more knowledge than you had before. Basically a confirmation that Marilith is the Fiend of Fire, and the fact that those two are killing each other in there. With that, Izzy, I believe you wanted to talk to someone.
Yes. So he is going to cast Sending. And first things first, he's going to message. So he's a little annoyed at Renoa right now, so he's going to message Squall.
Okay.
He's going to
Or no
message
one gonna be
Squall.
pissed.
Listen, he's not like mad because like he's not a robot. He gets it, but also he's just like, this was not a smart choice. So he's gonna write a quick message to Squall that basically just says, cancel the envoy. It'll be faster if we just make it back ourselves. We are good and safe. Tell Sid he has some work. That's it.
Okay.
Nozak's gonna get his fucking ass handed to him, I swear to
Oh,
God.
Nozak's in trouble. It doesn't even matter who crashed this thing. Nozak is in
Yeah,
trouble.
thank God it's not me. Yeah.
I'm so screwed.
So
No, we blame the Quetzalcoatl, remember?
yeah, so you tell that to Sid. We'll see how that goes. I hope your dice are loaded.
I'm
There's a
suddenly
minute
proficient in everything.
that goes by, and then you do get back. Affirmative. You wrecked the airship, didn't you?
Yeah. He does not get an answer back.
There's a long pause, and then you just get one final whatever. And then it's gone. Cuts off.
Sake.
I mean, my thing about it is he doesn't care. Sid's not going to beat his ass.
Right.
And then he's going to send another message, and he looks at the others, and he walks away a bit into the distance, where behind a tree where he can't be seen, and he's going to send another message that simply says, "It's an emergency. We need to talk face to face. Please, teacher."
Okay.
Wolf's getting to use all his cool voices tonight. He's
Yeah,
fucking
no
loving
kidding.
this.
No kidding. All three of them. They're all coming out.
Yeah.
You get no response from that.
Oh.
Until no, I'm kidding.
You get no response from that at the moment.
Matoya, more like Matoyan with your feelings. Hey!
Wait
Do I
a
get
minute.
pun?
Hold on. Does it feel like the message went through though?
Sure. As far as you're
cool.
aware.
I think he'll just wait for a bit.
Okay. Do you have any other things that you need to send?
He can't. Yeah, he can't use his sending stone until tomorrow, sadly. So, he's just gonna chill here to see if she does what she did before and just shows up. And if she doesn't show up, he's just gonna make his way back to the camp.
Okay. For those of you back at the camp, Izzy kind of walks off, and he's gone for a minute. And while he's gone, there is this just a noise, a quick noise. And you look around. Give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Oh no, I like this one apparently. Oh, I really like this one. 23.
I was going to say your passive perception used to be through the roof. You should like. Okay,
Yeah, my perception's still a +5.
I figured it was still high. So, Nozak, you're the first one that kind of notices it as you're just kind of scanning around. You don't see anything necessarily until your brain kind of figures out something's off. As you start counting, there's more people here than there was before. As you notice, just a kind of a hooded figure that is joined, just sitting on a log around the campfire. Just sitting.
Are you lost, sir?
Sir! Matoya throws her hood back. Who you calling, sir? I look like a man to you?
In a
Jesus.
cloak with the hooded down and I can't see any defining features? I wouldn't know. It was just an estimated guess.
Well.
Because only a man would have that much audacity.
Oh no, only a woman would have the audacity. A male would be way more obvious about it.
If you ain't
Nozak's just an idiot.
You're just a weird, rude fucking raccoon, ain't you?
And you're a grandma that looks after Izzy. Like,
Also, I
Speaking of
love that
which,
she
I got
literally
a
sounds
SOS.
like my grandfather, my grandmother.
She sounds a little bit like mine, too. That's why I do it that way. I got a SOS from him, said I needed to come in person, which, you know, a little annoying because I was in the middle of a real good book. But here I am. I drop what I have to, see what Izzy needs.
oh yeah, well, I think he's got
Aww.
I'm just gonna be like, Izzy, grandma's here.
Izzy's ears will perk up, and he'll like put a quick mental note that apparently teleportation isn't pinpoint accurate, and he'll just go over.
Or is it? And
It's for
she
you,
went to the
maybe.
campsite.
Maybe she just wanted to, do it for the memes.
You have noticed
like,
Matoya. One thing you do know about Matoya is she does enjoy making an entrance more than just appearing. She kind of enjoys the event of joining
damn,
someone.
she's just like me for real. No, but I think Izzy will go over and he'll say, perfect timing. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm assuming you were reading when I called.
Well, yeah, what else am I going to do out in that cave? I used to have this nice apprentice sit around and talk to me all the time, but he said he had to go off and do some shit or some such, and now it's just me and my brooms.
That is inaccurate, but I wanted to speak to you in private. Mostly about some mostly about some arcane things I have questions on.
She kind
I
of looks
wouldn't.
around. She just kind of looks out into the darkness. You need more private in this, or do we not trust these folk no more?
That is an odd assumption from what I said. But regardless, these are things that only the two of us can really talk about and not be bored by. I would hate to be an inconvenience, especially after the day we've had.
You just hear one last hammer of something into the wood and be like, yeah, I'm already bored.
All right, that's fine. She gets up slowly. She goes, don't worry about me. I can get up on my own. Don't help me or nothing. She just kind of pushes herself up, takes this little cane, which you can tell is just made from an old wooden broom handle that she's kind of just broken the bottom off. She starts just following you back away from the camp.
I love her so much.
All right, Izzy, I'll jump aside.
a-
What's going on?
I need your help finding an item that I'm sure you know a lot about, because you're a divination specialist.
Well,
Unfortunately, I don't want to buy it because I'm sure I don't have the money for it at this moment, and I know you're not going to give me a loan, so it's best to just go looking for it ourselves.
all right. Well, what are you looking for?
I need items that can protect us from divination.
Well, then, if you do that, how am I gonna find you?
Well, I need one for them, not for me. I have a specific item I need from you specifically. I
All
don't
right.
care if I get caught or attacked in the middle of the night, but I can't have that happening to them.
Well, I'm rolling good tonight. That's my second nat 20.
Hell yeah.
I know where you can find some of these. Probably the number that you're looking for. there is one issue. Most of them are kept by the elves. You see, once they kind of decided that they were going to back away from the rest of the world, they found the need to have the same kind of stuff. They didn't want to be a part of no world. They didn't want to be looked in on either. Now, the elves, they're friendly folk. But the problem is they're pretty seclusive. Reclusive. I don't know, I forgot the word. But anyways, if you're traveling up that way, Sandoria is probably your best bet. Now, I happen to believe you got business up there of your own, so it might be a good place to head. The problem is going to be convincing them to hand them over without having to pay for them. Now, I'm sure they got something that you could do for them. You know, a little quid pro quo, as they say. But they have what you're looking for.
All right. That makes sense. Thank you. I also need another favor from you.
Guys, that's twice in one. You know, I'm just an old lady, right? I can't be running around all over the place.
Well, I actually just need you to give me something that you already have.
My unconditional
I
love.
need. You see, yeah, he's trying not to laugh at that. He's trying to be serious. But he says, "No, I need one of your crystal balls. Not the crystal ball, just one of them. Anyone will do. I think it'll help me on this journey. I already know I'm looking for another powerful relic that you have, but I need something to be able to get an edge on the people we're going to be fighting or facing soon. I don't need the special one. I just need a one."
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. Oh wait, shit! I forgot to roll for advantage.
Let's roll it again.
It's fine. Hey, natural 20,
24.
baby!
Okay.
Let's go!
Now,
Who
Izzy,
needs Grundor for natural 20s?
you know, I do tend to like my students to strike out on their own and be able to make it on their own. I try to interfere as little as I possibly can. That being said, you're actually my first pupil, or the first one that really made anything of himself. So at this point, we're kind of changing the rules. Fuck it. She reaches into her bag and she pulls out. You can hear clanking around, and she pulls out a crystal ball. And then she puts it back in, and she pulls out another one. She holds it up. Nah, this one's shit. She throws it over her head, and it goes and it slams into the ground and just explodes. And she finally pulls one out, holds it up, and kind of looks around through it, tosses it in her hand a little bit. I think this one will do what you're looking for. Just kind of hands it over.
Yeah, he takes it, and even though, so he knows about her like pure etheric crystal ball that's like super rare, like ultra rare, like rarer than any magic item, like rare, but he's still like geeking out a bit in his head.
Yeah, it's not that one.
He says, yeah, it's not the super special one, but he says, "Thank you," and I know it's been a while since I found your staff, and I will get back to it, but right now this is just a bit more important.
Izzy, this journey's yours to take. You got to walk your own path wherever it takes you. And if you keep walking it, I'm sure you'll get where you're going eventually.
Okay.
You need to sometimes stop worrying so much about all the people around you and what they think, and just do what you think you need to do. You know what you need to do. You got a good head on your shoulders. I wouldn't have taken you in if I didn't think so. Use it. Listen and trust yourself.
Thank you. I should also warn you. My For some reason my father's out there, and he landed in Empire territory. And knowing him, I know that he'll be able to stir something up by himself if he doesn't make it back home. I'm just letting you know. It's probably best to keep an even lower profile than you have been before, because knowing what I know of Noxus so far, it seems like he'll want to get anyone out of his way who is a threat to him, and my father knows that I've been working with you. Now,
All
I'm
right.
not worried for you. I won't. You see, he's like struggling. He's like, I just want you to be safe.
I'll be fine, Izzy. Don't you worry about me. Maybe it's time I take a vacation I've been thinking about taking anyway, so. But I'll be around if you need me.
All right. Thank you again.
You're better than him, you know that, right?
Not the Noctis?
Odonis.
I
In
mean,
every way that matters.
Oh, yeah.
thank. Why did my voice crack? Thank you.
I just call him like I
You
see him.
see,
When you get to be my age, you just get to say whatever the fuck you want.
yeah. He wasn't smiling before, but he does have a small smile now. He just is okay. Thank you again. I've learned a lot by myself, and I can't wait to show you everything I've learned once this is over.
I look forward to seeing it. Just want to say you can learn a lot by yourself. But you can learn even more from the people you keep close to you. Don't shut people out now.
Thank you. You see, they don't really have a very, how do I put this? They don't have a very affectionate relationship. But Izzy does hold out his hand to her.
She sees it and she just kind of chuckles to herself. And she holds her hand out like a princess or something would, expecting you to take it instead of shaking your hand.
She is such a troll.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he takes the hand and just does like a little nod before he says, "Oh, sorry. Here, I found this on our travels." And he just like pulls out like a book. He says, this is the one that was missing from your collection."
You are good at finding shit after all. I've been looking for this for 2 decades. And she just takes the book.
Oh.
She's beaming. She's just beaming.
I
Go ahead.
think it hits him that he didn't realize it was that big of a deal. It's like, oh, well, I'm happy I found it for you. It was just at one of the libraries told me where to find it.
Well,
So I
that's,
just went to one of the stores and bought it.
I try to avoid major cities, metropolitan areas, general places where people get congregate, so it'd make it a little hard for me to track it down. But I definitely appreciate you bringing this to me.
I didn't want this trip to be for nothing.
This trip sure ain't for nothing.
Okay.
She's
Thank
gonna
you.
give you a wink. One more thing. She reaches into her bag and she pulls out
A gun.
a gun and shoots you. Plot twist! um, 2 wrapped presents. And she hands them both to you. These are for the kiddies. If you wouldn't mind giving them to them when you get
Cute.
back to
Oh,
camp.
yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, I've had my fill of people for the day. I think I'm gonna go back to my brooms.
Thank you. Also, my brother is going to be in Balam soon, and I'll try to get. I'm gonna be trying to get him to keep an eye on the news so that I can let you know what's happening.
Fair enough.
Anything
Keep
of
me
note
informed.
specifically.
I love stories from the outside. As much as I hate being a part of all this shit, the drama is juicy. Whoo! So good.
I hate that she's literally me. But you see, he chuckles. We're giving nod. He's like, "See you later, teacher."
See you soon. She just kind of waves her hand and then in front of you, she's gone.
He is going to walk back over and immediately give the kids the gifts.
Are they going to stay and watch what they are?
Yeah,
Or
sure.
would Izzy care? Nellie tears into hers, and immediately her eyes light up as what's inside is a chocobo plushie that resembles very closely Duchess.
Oh, cute.
Luca, on
Cute.
the other hand, opens his, and what he has is a very pristine dagger with runes inlaid on across the grip. And he's like,
Oh, cute.
"Oh, this is fucking sweet." And he kind of looks over and he finds Nozak, and he tries his best to hide it. And just kind of
I
puts
already
it.
know it's there.
Where'd this come from? This from you, Izzy?
Oh, no. Master Matoya most likely made it.
That old lady?
Yes.
Huh.
Don't say that to her, though.
Does she not know she's old? Oh, is she
Sure.
forgetting? Is she forgetting things? You know,
He stops
Nozak does that from time to time too.
Well, when you're
He
up in
forgot
here,
my
sometimes
birthday
it
once.
happens.
Just totally forgot.
What?
Didn't give me shit.
When he says that, actually, Izzy looks at him. He's like, he forgot your what?
My birthday? You know what a birthday is,
I'm
right?
sorry. I haven't the slightest clue what you're referring to.
You know the day every year where you celebrate having been born?
He looks, he's like, why would you celebrate your birth? It seems like if anything, you would celebrate your parent.
I mean, no, they had their fun. Fuck that.
He looks at, he's like, I'm sorry,
I
I've
did the
literally
work that day.
never heard of that.
Dang
I
it.
think it would dawn on him in that moment that Miss Cydia probably doesn't have birthdays.
Dude, that's
Give
crazy.
me-
What the fuck?
Give me a history
He's
check.
so my
No,
child.
Just give me a general intelligence check.
Yeah, sure.
Luke is absolutely my child.
I know.
I see posts online and be like, "We're pregnant." I'll be like, "I know what you did, you filthy whore."
It is weird when you tell
Nice.
like your parents were pregnant. You know, it's like going up saying, "Guess what?" 16. You come to one of two realizations. Either they don't celebrate them, or they do, but your parents did not.
Uh,
And you're not
and that's
sure
when he
which.
stops like that's what immediately he just says, that seems like something I don't want to go into right now. Anyways. By the way, that's some small background lore I wrote. Izzy has never celebrated his birthday before.
Sad.
But he says, I need to look at this magic item for a bit. You all do your thing.
Question, DM. When the crystal ball exploded, did it explode into glass or did it just like?
You have no idea. You aren't over there.
'Cause I know.
You
I
don't know.
it.
You just want glass? I don't know.
I want to turn it into a glass sword. No.
DM.
Yeah.
So really quick, I can send you the link for the actual crystal ball, but I feel like the crystal ball she gave him would probably only be as half as good as this one. So I'm just gonna send it to you, and you can feel free to edit as much as you want.
I've got the stats here for it. I'll send you back
Dope.
whatever it does. If it's that or if it's something else, I'll send it back to you after this.
Dope. Can't wait.
At this
sorry.
point- Go ahead.
He has to tell. Sorry, he says. Also, we need to go to the elves if we want to get protection against divination. Unfortunately, they won't give. We will either have to pay for it, or we're probably going to have to do, most likely, a quest for it.
Well, if I was a betting man, and I love to gamble, I would say they're probably going to have something to do with the crystal, just like Ballad did.
Maybe we could use that to our advantage. Maybe,
It would be
but
safe
regardless, I would recommend the next place we go to be the Elvish Kingdom. We find some place to protect ourselves from divination. Mostly from other people. I'm not too worried about the fiends.
I mean, it also
Because
makes sense if we head up that way, because if Merilith already knows about us, as soon as we enter the desert, she's probably going to find out. So we could probably just leave that for now and figure everything else out. Also, hang on a second. Wait, no, it's actually just going to like look up as if he's just remembered something. Be like, Ava, aren't you an elf?
I am an Ellison, actually.
I can't. Sorry, I can't actually see that high. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, it's okay.
You have ears up there.
you do? Damn, would have thought you were a deaf motherfucker. Anyway, yeah, wouldn't that be home for you?
I believe Ava's mentioned he's not from there, correct?
No, I'm not from Sandora, I know.
I believe you were from Canaan, correct?
Yeah, Canaan.
It's one of the towns not
Mm.
far. I mean, it's still under Empire territory. It was originally Cornelia territory. It's a little bit to the west of Elfheim, but it is one of the ones that fell to Empire. There's actually the first one to fall during the Spear War. Now,
Didn't
Blake
we
is
briefly
from
spend
that.
time in Canaan?
No,
I think.
you came through Altair. That was the one that burned down, and then Canaan would have been a little out of your way. I think there were talks of
Mm.
hitting Canaan before everything kind of went to shit in the
Oh,
Empire.
okay.
Now, Blake,
Fair.
though, is from the region. So not from Sandoria proper, but she's from the region where the elves dwell up there in the Norvalen region.
Yeah.
So she does have connections up there to the Ellison as well,
Yeah.
and the dwarves.
But between Blake and I, I'm sure we could get an audience and make a good impression on someone.
Well, actually, I was thinking if my father's going to be an impediment to us, I might as well throw around his name if it suits me. I can probably get an audience anywhere we need to go, but we're gonna have to be very careful about the lies we tell. We're gonna have to remember them. That's probably going to be where you come in, Ava.
All right.
If it comes down to it, obviously. I think when we go to find the mother crystal and when we go back into the desert, it might be more useful there. But for now, we're just going to be heading back to Ballad tomorrow, correct?
Yeah.
I would
Or
prefer
attempting
that, yes.
to. Perfect. I need to do some quick scrying while before bed. You all just enjoy yourselves by the fire.
No, Zach's gonna dip.
Okay.
He
So
leaves. He goes home.
Yeah.
are we going to be
Bye.
doing a watch through the night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll take the first watch if nobody else wants to.
Okay. So, are you going to do some before we go to sleep? Then, are you going to do some scrying? Is that what you said, Izzy?
Yes. He most likely just wants to. Hold on. For now, let's just check on one person until we have everything down mechanically. More specifically, he wants to scry to see. Okay, should he scry on his brother, or should he see what the fuck Odonis is up to? I kind of want to see what Odonis is up to.
I have a feeling your dad would be protected from scrying.
Yeah, a little
You're
part of me
so
also
right.
thinks that. So I reckon,
Yeah.
and I also think, I don't know, obviously not me, but I feel like with everything going on with Adonis, wouldn't you want to know what your brother's up to?
Yeah, okay. He's gonna scry on his brother to see what he's up to, and hopefully he does not have a non-detection spell up.
That is a saving throw, right, on his part?
Hold on, we're gonna pull up the scry spell, baby. I've been waiting for this one. You can blah blah blah. Okay, so I'm familiar with the target. Yes, he does need to make a spell save. Will it be my spell save, or are we gonna stick to the rules that it has its own?
If it has its own, what is that?
Well, the item says 17, but I have a 16, so I don't think it makes a difference regardless.
Oh, you're using it through an item? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, if the item has a specific one, we'll use that one. It was
All right,
was
cool.
higher end.
He gets
totally failed.
He does need to.
So,
Yeah, he gets a -5 to it.
yeah, he totally failed anyway. I had a 6 on the die. So that's a 1
So-
before any modifiers.
So he pulls the crystal ball out, and I think he sets it down. And as he does, his eyes begin to glow as he begins just like murmuring, not the Fushigi ball, as he just starts murmuring arcane incantations. And I think what it looks like is it just looks like the orb is like sort of floating while his eyes are glowing, and he's murmuring to himself. And unlike a lot of his other things, it looks substantially less magical.
Okay.
I love that.
The mist forms inside the ball. And then as it kind of swirls around, it starts to clear up as a picture appears in the center of this ball of your brother. And with him are Grunthor's family. They seem tired. They seem exhausted, actually, and just dirty. Like they've been traveling on the road for quite a while. But they seem to be coming into some town that you don't recognize. It's not a place that you've been. Give me a quick perception check.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Oh no, nope. We're definitely going to
Hey.
use my inspiration.
Go for it.
Absolutely not. Okay, that's better. 19.
As they're kind of walking in, you do catch just a little bit of conversation as he says to Grunthor's family, "I think we finally found somewhere. Sorry about being off target. That was the first time I tried to teleport like that." Looking
Aw.
around, from what you can see, the buildings here seem more like farmland kind of buildings. But one key aspect jumps out at you is a giant windmill just kind
Shit.
of
I know where
spinning
they
around.
are.
And that seems to be the one key defining feature. It's looming above the town. As then you just kind of catch him say, "I think that looks like a tavern, and maybe we could get something to eat and rest our heads for a while." And
Well,
with
he's a
that,
sorcerer too, so I know he has his nerd body is not having a good time.
the mist within the ball starts to cloud back up again, and then dissipates, and you once again just have a normal crystal ball.
He is just going to put it in his little satchel, and he's gonna nod, feeling a lot better. Also, Izzy is gonna take second watch.
Okay,
I'll take third then, if there is one.
so as everyone beds down, Ava, I'm going to need a perception check from you for the first watch.
Let's
You
do
got this.
that.
I believe in you.
When was the last time
I'm
we had to
decent
do
at these.
watches?
Yeah, you've not
Yep.
really had a camp in a while.
Go us.
Oh no, don't like that rolling.
22. Okay.
Ooh, my man.
As you're sitting there, your mind's kind of just wondering. As you're staring at the fire, just kind of keeping an ear out, you receive a message into your head. Just checking in. They've made most of the children stay down in the temple area. Morale bit someone earlier. It was weird.
Okay, just casually drop that.
Getting a little scared. Others seem to be getting sick.
Damn it, we have to go to fucking
Don't know if that was
Cornelian now.
25 or not, but I'm going to use my DM powers to say it was exactly 25.
Oh no,
God damn
we
it,
should
Wolf.
not. We should have handled that problem.
God damn it, Wolf. We just finished The Walking Dead. I don't need another one.
Final Fantasy
Fucking
zombies. Oh
D6s.
god.
It did. I was thinking about it. I was like, this does seem a lot. Oh, well. This is
Oh,
close to
well.
The Walking Dead. So if you ever go there, we're going to switch systems. We're going to
Yeah.
switch over to The Walking Dead system.
Yeah, we're never going there. Fuck that.
I mean, at least we know we can't get sick.
As you go to respond, you hear a twig snap off in the dark, too. So you got two things right now. Responding and that. So what are you gonna do?
I'll just respond saying, as I'm going to look over towards where the noise came from too, with my 300 feet of dark vision, and I'm going
Okay.
to respond saying, "Keep yourself safe. I might have an idea for the cure."
Okay. As you say that, half distracted by whatever's off in the distance, 300 feet of dark vision, you definitely see an outline of somebody. They don't have a hood up, but they seem to be watching the camp intently. You see they're kind of frozen, having realized that they made a noise. They're kind of just standing incredibly still.
Pull out my longbow and start and kind of knock an arrow, and I'll just call out and say, "Who are you? I can see you. You're not very hidden."
I mean, you no harm. I saw the fire. I've been traveling on my way back home, and I thought maybe it would be nice to have some company for the night. I mean you no harm, I promise.
I'll go over to Izzy and kind of lightly kick him awake. Izzy, I need your brains.
Huh? What?
It sounds like there's a lady here, and she
No, it
wants to
was a
stay at our camp
more.
with
I didn't
us.
mean to do a higher pitch voice. It was supposed to be a man.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
There's
They
some
their
fucker here that
octave is
wants
a little
camp.
bit higher. Sorry.
That's
Scanning
funny.
them, can I see any weapons?
From this distance in the darkness, not particularly. What was your? Give me was that your perception check to look for them? Give me one more perception check.
That was for the. Okay.
It's
17.
hard to tell. They could have a dagger. They definitely don't have like a long sword or anything like that. But you do think you see some like a I don't know like a something on their back, but it doesn't look like a weapon. Could be an instrument.
I think Izzy sits up and he looks at where to turn, and he says, "I'm sorry. What do they want?"
They've been traveling for a while and they want the campfire and a place to stay, I suppose.
When you say that, you see he kind of like sighs. He just says, "As much as I would like to do the smart thing, we should at least be nice just in case. I don't know. We should be a little nice at least. It's what Grunthor would have done."
Oh, God, you're right.
Oh,
All right. Come. Are
Besides,
you
this
armed?
isn't.
may he rest in pieces.
I do have a dagger.
It won't slow. It won't slow us down. At least.
I can leave it
Keep it
back here
holstered and
if it makes you feel more comfortable.
just keep it holstered and there won't be any issues.
Okay, I promise. I'm just looking for some warmth. I saw your camp, and I was checking it out to make sure you weren't bandits, but I saw that you had kids, and I was hoping that you weren't bandits with kids.
Yeah, that wouldn't be ideal for
Um.
the kids if in that case, huh?
Dope. DM
Yes.
immediately. Uh, Izzy reaches in his bag and he pulls out a green and silver powder, and you see he speaks the word before he sprinkles some over his own face, and in an instant his eyes begin to glow, and he's going to cast see invisibility.
Okay. As you
Ooh.
do that, you don't pick up on anything invisible within the. Actually, give me a perception check.
I guess. Oh no, that's a one.
You don't pick up on anything.
Oh.
As far as where, looking around, scanning around this guy and kind of doing a 360, you don't see anything invisible. He doesn't seem to be hiding anything invisible behind him or anything like that.
Yeah. I think that he says, stranger, if you want to be warm, you should probably come into the light.
Thank you so much. As he starts to approach, Izzy, I need you to give me a history check with advantage.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, history check with advantage. Oh shit, I'm good at that. I have a plus 12.
Holy shit.
How did I forget that I?
Nerd.
Well, we're not failing this one.
Yeah, I was going to
I
say
forgot
you're
I got a
intelligent.
feat. That's a 28.
28. When this figure steps into the light, as the light hits their face, you recognize them immediately. Someone from your childhood forever ago, someone that you haven't thought about in years, but
Say
someone
as I
that at one
open up my
point
phone.
you were very, very close to.
Oh, cute.
I have a thing. Hope that popped up on the camera. Okay. This man steps into the campfire. This is it's hard to tell at first the resemblance to a childhood friend that you had once. But this is Taurus. At the last time you saw him, he was probably 9, 10. But the eyes are unmistakable. And you recognize that right above his right eye, he has a magical brand that you know signifies those born in Mysidia to magical parents but do not themselves have magical abilities. You know that this would be a brand that you yourself would likely have if not for being the son of the Archmage.
Wait,
You have
so
not
they brand children who what?
children like you, children who are born in Mysidia to sorcerer parents that by a certain age
Mm,
show no uh, magical abilities. It's just a magical rune, not any kind of painful branding. You know that it's a procedure they do. Whether to shame them, you don't know, but it is to mark them as non-magical. Uh,
mm.
there's a term for it in like Harry Potter, but I don't remember what it was.
Muggle.
Muggles.
Harlequin.
Oh,
No, that's just
Harlequin in the
non-magical
chat
people.
straight away.
But
Was this supposed to be like a
So
mudblood or something?
yeah,
I was
no,
Magic,
actually
that's
just
magic
about.
with non-merit. I don't know. I just saw Harlequin in the chat say a muggle and started laughing.
Yeah, I was actually
um.
gonna. I was just about to ask what he looks like.
There you go. So I put a photo of him on top of uh, Elfheim, so that it would just pop
Okay,
up
I
on the
see.
show.
I see you, Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I love it. It's like the best for making. I've made like 5 characters I'm never gonna play just because it's like the best character creator I've ever seen. It's so good.
It's good.
Oh,
He
is he an elf?
immediately he is an elf.
Oh, cool.
He immediately kind of stops. Is he?
Taurus?
My God, I haven't seen you in. What are you doing here?
Camping, it seems. What are you doing here?
Camping, it seems.
You see something. Oh, my apologies. Everyone, this is my friend Taurus. We knew each other when we were kids.
Taurus.
Well, Taurus, thank you. Well, to a certain point.
They
So you guys are like good or something? I don't need to worry about him?
Oh, yeah, no problem. You don't have to worry about
Oh,
it.
okay.
it's good to see you, Izzy. It's been a long time. I had to leave
Yeah.
Mysidia. He kind of just points up to his head. You know that my kind's not necessarily welcome. Well, you wouldn't know, son of an archmage. But it just wasn't really safe for me there. So my parents, they sent me down here to Elfheim where we had a little bit of family and been living there since. God, it's
Oh,
good to see you though.
well, I'm happy that things seem to work out. Um, we're currently camping because we don't want to go into Empire territory right now.
That's understandable. I don't think many people like being in Empire territory on a daily basis. It's just all we have, some of us.
Really quick, can I just make a quick insight check on him?
Absolutely.
Cool. I feel like if Izzy was just a little more sentimental, he wouldn't make it. That is the wrong button. Oh god, I forgot his insight's pretty low. That's 11.
I mean, he seems straightforward. It's a friendly face, one that you, of course, looks, older at this point, much more refined, handsome, but definitely a friend you know. You're not really
How
having
old is
any.
how old is
So
he again?
this would be, he probably left. See, how old is your character?
I'm pretty sure canonic. Oh wait, I wrote it down. I can pull it up. He's how long has it been since we started our journey? Just a couple months?
Yeah, since you started the journey here, just a couple months.
Yeah, so Izzy is canonically 20.
Okay. He's probably 22. Close in
Okay, cool.
age, but he was a little bit older. Um, so the way that you were friends as children, um, but he would have been gone before anything came out about you or the rumors about you not having magical abilities. So he's likely under the impression that the son of an archmage, definitely.
Mm,
When you do, but you know what I mean. He's likely under the impression that this brand would have never belonged to you.
mm. He's like, and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry. You probably want to sit here." And
If you
Izzy
don't mind.
immediately offers his little sleeping pallet to him to
Oh,
sit.
you don't have to do that. I just needed some warmth by the fire. I was just traveling on some business, heading home to Elfheim. Um, Gathering some tales. That's how I make my livelihood these days. I can play you something if you'd like. I actually just picked up
Oh,
this and been working on this little ballad. I don't know if where you all have been or what you've heard, but there's been some crazy things happening. Even just I think a day or two ago in Alexandria, words traveled through the empire fast.
interesting.
Yeah. Mm.
But
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. I didn't know you. I honestly didn't know you still played.
well, I couldn't do much else. And once they sent me down here, it seemed like a good way to make some money, make a living. Quite comfortable now. Enjoy my life, really. Honestly, I think leaving Mysidia was one of the best things that ever happened to me. It's nice to feel accepted, you know. Um, I never got that there. Everyone knew, when I was 7, 8, I wasn't showing any abilities. People knew. Then at 10, they called it and said, it's too late for me. Just, it sucks, being a kid, knowing you don't fit in, not understanding why adults treat you the way that they do. It's not a very good place. Empire's not a great place either, but at least those people in Elfheim have been nice. They take care of their own, typically. We have to deal with some Imperial troops every now and then, but other than that, life's not bad.
I'm happy to hear that.
So you want to hear the tale about Alexandria and the mysterious god from the skies that saved it?
Yes, I would love to. Uh, for no personal reason of my own.
Okay. As I told them during the break, I'm not singing a song. I did not prepare a song because I didn't think that far ahead. But essentially, what he tells you in this really nice, uh, very soft, kind of somber tale. He starts off with the city of Alexandria and starts to talk about the Black Knight, the Dark Knight, bringing him into it. and a lone, mysterious figure who met their end at the city gates. He then goes on to sing about how the Dark Knight turned away from this figure and launched an assault on the city of Alexandria, immediately decimating the front gate and making their way into the very outer parts of the city, mercilessly killing anyone they came across.
Oh.
However, shortly thereafter, before extensive damage could be done, a mysterious being from the skies, as if sent by the icons themselves, rained down and did battle with this thing, picking it up and taking it away from the city of Alexandria. As of the end of this song, Alexandria has suffered immense damage, but minimal casualties.
Mm.
The tale goes on a little bit to circle back around to the mysterious figure that gave their life. And while it may be poetic license, or while it may be the opinion of the singer, it is implied that that sacrifice was just enough time to save countless lives.
Aw.
That even without that, albeit short delay, the Dark Knight would have wreaked more havoc than could be recovered from. No one knows what happened. The song ends a little bit with a question hanging in the air about what happened to the mysterious figure or the Dark Knight, as they were never seen from again. Of course, that's how the song ends. It's only been like a day. But again, poetic license. It implies they were just never heard from again. As the song slowly comes to an end, he just kind of sighs and sits back. Now, I can only attest to putting this together from what I've heard. News has traveled rather quickly, and some of it may not be 100% accurate, but tales often aren't. More in the telling, I think. Lets them live on forever past us. I
Terrace,
personally like it, how it turns out, so.
Would you like to hear another story, Terrace?
Are you one with words yourself? Of course.
Ava will
Of course,
reach
I
in-
just can't promise that I'm not going to borrow some of it. He just kind of gives you a little bit of a smile.
Ava will unravel a sheet of paper in his back pocket. This one is for the champion of Fantasia. His name was Sir Grunthor, and he had no fear for. A knight of Cornelia, a man who would kneel for ya. Friends say their goodbyes as a hero marches towards his last sunrise.
Okay, yeah.
That's quite lovely. I think I could work that into this
Izzy,
song, possibly. He just
yeah.
starts kind of like
Izzy will
scratching his chin.
Izzy will stand and be like, yeah, it is. And you see he just without a word just walks away from the camp. And you just hear just the smallest sniffle as he just walks out of view.
Also, I do
hope I.
love the rhyming of Cornelia and Nelia.
Yeah,
That's
pretty great.
beautiful.
As Izzy walks off, Taurus turns back to you. I hope I didn't offend him. He
No,
seems
you're
upset.
good. Sir Grunthor was the man who sacrificed himself for Alexandria.
Wait, you know the mysterious figure? His
Between
identity
us,
has been.
yes.
I mean, this is the biggest thing that's happened in the region for some time. I mean, there have been sendings and messages and just going out left and right, and it's spread everywhere I've been. And the day that since it's happened, and were you there?
We were the friends that said their last goodbyes.
I see. Oh, what? We lost Izzy. He just couldn't deal with it anymore. I don't have a two-player screen. You're gonna have to, I'm sorry, I don't have a two-player screen set up.
It's just
So
my face.
we're gonna be off just a little bit for just a second, but I'm sorry. I didn't. If I'd known, I wouldn't have said anything. I didn't mean to bring up old wounds or fresh wounds. I'm sorry.
No, it was in great taste, honestly. I'm glad people are writing the tales and his heroic deeds. More
Well,
people should know about Sir Grunter.
I'll tell you one thing. I have to be careful where I sing songs like this. Elfheim is relatively open-minded, but the Imperials that come through, not so much. Anything that seems even slightly anti-Imperial is frowned upon, or was frowned upon. Here lately, things have been harsh. The law seems to be cracking down harder on even small misdemeanors. It's not a good time to be in my profession, that's for sure. We make a habit out of skewering those in power, and now that's become quite dangerous.
When one's own speech is taken away, what does one have?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I really hope I didn't upset Izzy. It's so nice to see him. I just hate that. I hate that I upset him so much that he disconnected and left.
He's a smart man. He knows you have no ill will behind it.
Well,
Yeah, Izzy just had to take a quick phone call.
I appreciate your hospitality, letting me come to the fire. Who knew, right? Run into old
Yeah,
friends.
small world.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, how is Izzy these days? He always seemed a little sad, I thought, when we were children. Maybe I was just reading into things, or maybe I was projecting my own feelings of inadequacy or whatever, but I don't know. He just always seemed a little sad.
Really quick, above table, you guys know that when he was 5, that's when him and his family found out he had no magic.
So it would have been at least 3
Yeah.
or 4 years of them knowing each other that Izzy would have had that burden.
Yeah.
I think he's a lot better now that he's not spending as much time at home as he used to. Like you said, City is not a good place.
It's toxic, I think. They like to hold themselves up, pretend that they're better than everyone. In the end of the day, they're all just a bunch of pompous assholes.
They really
Don't-
are. I don't know
don't
how they
tell.
stomach teleporting either.
Well, you do get used to that part.
Oh, God.
Don't tell Izzy I said that. I know his father's the Archmage, and I would never openly insult his father in front of him, but he's not the nicest man I've ever met.
Oh, yeah. We've had our run-in with Adonis.
First name basis with the Archmage, huh? Sounds like
Well,
you've had more than a run-in.
Well, our friends certainly have, but let's just say with your first name basis with either your friends or your enemies.
That you are. Well, I hope I can count myself among your friends and not your enemies. You seem...
I
mean, you're traveling with the son of the Archmage.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I imagine that you're rather capable individuals yourself, especially if you're the
Eh,
ones in the song. Your friend is the one in the song.
yeah, he was the very capable one out of all of us.
His eyes kind of wander, and he stops for a second. Is that a golden chocobo?
Yeah, yes, it is.
I thought those were a myth.
I did too.
He kind of just gets up and walks close, and then he sees, Blake is kind of huddled up there, so he doesn't approach all the way. My God, I've never seen anything like this. Now this is a song. There's a song in this. Wow. Who are you people? He kind of turns around.
Yeah, man. After the death of our friend, honestly, don't really know anymore.
Hmm, I get that. I think we've all seen too many people die in this world. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I think I'm gonna go check on Izzy really quick and then turn in. I appreciate your hospitality. I really do.
Yeah, Izzy was the one who gave us the green light, so thank him if anything. I wasn't gonna put an arrow through you, but I was, I like to be more safe than sorry. I shoot first and ask questions later.
All right.
As I think you should. All right, well, good dreams. And thank you again. Kind of
I
turns
give him a
to
nod.
walk off. Um, Looking for you, Izzy. Is there any, are you trying to hide necessarily, or would you be relatively easy to find if you just followed in the direction?
Pretty easily because you would walk into like we're in a forest, right?
For the most, it's not like a forest. No, there's trees around, but it's not densely populated. It's more like
All right,
grasslands with
cool.
trees.
You would see in one particular spot where the moonlight seems to be incredibly full, just like floating in the air, like sitting on his broom, like looking up at the sky. You would look up and see Izzy, and it seems like he's just sitting there, looking up at the sky with Al Nubis kind of like lightly hopping and pecking at his arm, and every so minutes he'll just like pet him with his finger.
Okay. You don't notice Taurus approach, but his voice cuts through the silence after a minute. How's the view up there? If I remember, you always did like the stars.
He'll look down and he'll say, "Oh, and you'll see he very quickly like wipes his face. I apologize. I should have told you where I was.
No,
I'm sorry.
no,
Did they send you to look for me?
no. I got the feeling that my story upset you, and your friend told me what happened. I, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to dredge up bad feelings.
When he says that, he immediately just like flies down and is just like standing there. He's like, "No, no, no! Don't blame yourself for my feelings. That would be unfair. That would be unfair. It's just a lot I'm dealing with currently.
I've always cared about your feelings, Izzy.
I mean, yeah, I can tell that. Tell that you cared about everyone's feelings. It's just, it's not, it's not something to worth worrying about. I should have chose to be more selfish in that moment, and if I had, he would have been alive. But instead, sorry, I should have chose to be less selfish in that moment because if I had, he would have been alive. I chose to do what would make him less angry at me if he had managed to live instead of doing the right thing and just forcing him to stop.
You know,
Mm.
your friend said to me just a minute ago If you don't have your voice, what do you have? And I think there's truth in that. Your voice is all, it's you, it's everything. It's how you make your decisions. It's how you tell others about those decisions. It seems like your friend did that. This is not on you, Izzy. Your friend probably saved countless lives doing what he did. I mean, for God's sakes, there's songs already being sung about him. I don't think you did anything selfish. I think this played out the way they wanted it to.
Well, it's hard to believe that when I feel really bad about his decision.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I feel like we've all had decisions we regret later. I know I do. I almost wrote you time and time again. I know we were young, but I never really stopped thinking about you. 15 came and went. 17 came and went, and I always kind of wondered what you were up to, and I never reached out. That's a
I
decision I regret.
apologize, but I sadly was too busy to think very much about you. And now I feel bad knowing that you seemingly cared so much.
Give me an insight check.
Yeah,
Ooh.
sure.
Ooh.
That's a
Izzy,
14.
Izzy, your arrow showing.
He he hides it well, but seems visibly hurt when you say, I was too busy to think about you. He recovers quickly. I understand. Archmage's son, I'm sure you've had lots going on through the years. I'm just a lowly
Well,
singer, but
I
just
mean,
wanted
you're
you to
not a
know that,
lowly singer. You're
well,
very talented.
thank you, but I am no future ruler of Mysidia. But
Oh, I'm not that either.
I just wanted you to know someone out here was thinking about you. And now that I've seen you again, it's going to be hard not to in the future.
Well, I'm gonna have much more free time after all this is over. I left Mysidia about a year or two ago. And
I see.
it wasn't really my choice to come down here. I was supposed to help with the crisis, with the sickness in one of the cities, but then
Mm.
someone destroyed my airship. So I ended up crashing down here.
Someone
I met a
destroyed it.
teacher.
Like
Yeah,
they tried to kill you.
I guess. I told everyone else about. Well, I guess I didn't tell them this much, but all I saw before I fall was someone holding what looked like a lightning bolt.
Interesting. Hmm.
But you can't you can't look back on the past. There's no point. But
Well,
uh,
some
when I
would
said I had
argue
too much
that
to think about,
our past is what shapes us into our present. Can't dwell on it, but it's worth keeping with you.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. When I said I had too much going on, I mostly meant emotionally. Uh,
I
you
understand. You don't
might
have to apologize to me,
you,
Izzy. We haven't seen each other in forever. You don't have to apologize. I promise.
but you might remember when I was younger, I was very docile, and I probably did a bad job of hiding it. But I was always incredibly upset. That's because I was around 5 or 6 when Well, you know the story my parents tell. My brother casted his first spell when he could barely speak, and I was able to read full books by that age.
We
Uh,
always made fun of that story. God, your brother, the show off. What is he up to these days? I know he was always a little full of himself.
actually, actually, he is the exact opposite of that now. He's actually helping a lot down here.
Oh, that's
He
wonderful.
also left Mysidia,
Interesting.
but
Seems people are finally catching on.
basically, I found out that I didn't have a spark when I was 5.
That's that's not possible. You're the son of the Archmage. You don't have
Yes.
this? You can't be true.
Well, that's the reason I don't have that. My parents did everything in their power to hide it.
Oh,
And because of that, my home life was not very good.
I
You can
see.
probably imagine the look in my parents' face and how they probably acted finding that out.
I don't have to imagine it, Izzy. I lived it. Maybe not the same. Your parents seem particularly. He seems to be searching for a non shitty word to use here. Strict.
It's don't he sighs like, and you see very quickly he grabs his hand with both of his hands like, you went through so much worse than me though. I was born in a place of privilege. I need you to understand no matter what I went through with my parents, it will never be as bad as what you probably had to deal with.
Izzy, that's not true. It's not. My parents were disappointed, sure. But I came here when I was young. I've lived in Elfheim among people that accept me, that look at me as an equal, not as somebody who can't do things. Half of them think this is just a really badass tattoo that I got. The other half don't even notice.
I was
You were
like,
born
that's
in a
really funny.
place of privilege, sure, but you were stuck in that life. And there's so much out here that you had it pretty bad too, Izzy. Don't
Yeah,
don't downplay your own shit.
but my life is better now, even if we are so I'm going to tell you something. I need you to promise you will not write a song about it until it's all dealt with.
I can promise that if you promise to give me the full details when it's done so I can have exclusive rights to this song.
Okay, I can't give you exclusive rights. We're at least going to have to do. We can talk about this later. I can draft up a
How
contract,
about
but
you just promise to look me up when this is all said and done? And we'll call it even.
uh, he nods. He's like, "Yeah, sure. I wouldn't mind that."
Okay.
We're dealing with a lot right now. You might have noticed the lack of wins. We're kind of trying to fix that.
Notice that, yes, it's kind of hard not to. There's been rumors of the crystals dying one by one.
Yes, we're also trying to deal with that.
Oh, you people really are something special, aren't you?
They're much more special than I am. I couldn't do it without them.
When you say that, his eyes catch you, and there is an intensity in them. No, Izzy, that's not true. Insight check. You're not really
Nice.
picking
All
up
right.
on the subtext here.
Damn, he's just like me for real. He's like, oh, thank you.
Oh my god, I'm fucking crying. I'm actually in tears with this conversation. I love you so much.
Don't you love it? Don't you love it?
Oh.
Don't you love it when your autistic friend doesn't get the hint? No, but he says, "Oh, thank you." Everyone keeps saying how talented I
Oh.
am. And it's not that I don't believe them, but I feel like people give me too much praise for doing the bare minimum. Helping fix this is the least I can do, honestly. Surprisingly enough, I didn't used to think that. I kind of only did it out of obligation, but now I really do want to help fix this.
Well, let me ask you something then, Izzy. You just said people give you too much praise. In the same breath that you said saving the world is the least you could do. Maybe you should think about that part. If that's the least you could do, what's the most? You
Ooh.
can't sell yourself
Hold on,
short.
hold on. You might have ate him up with that one.
Ooh, let him cook.
um, he's that's what he says. Do you want to see something cool?
Of course.
He waves his hand, and in the sky, you see he looks. He's like, "This is actually what I was working on. I was mapping out the dimensions I need." He's going to cast Major Image, and in the sky, you see what almost looks like a mural, and it looks like Grunthor standing up to the Dark Knight in front of the gate. And in the background, you see the city with the what are they called? The God Force with the God Force
Guardian
going
Force.
inside.
Guardian Force.
Guardian Force.
Yeah. Basically, he made this giant mural. He says, "I hope this can help you with the song. With the song, I remember you said you were still working on it."
He just is watching it. Give me another insight check.
Yeah, sure.
Here we go.
God damn it. Okay, there we go.
Come
So I
on,
got
please.
note to self, insight's what I need to have Izzy roll all the time.
Nice.
Um,
That's a nice little 13, and
Uh,
Nozak is dying.
you
oh
look
my
over,
god.
and his face is a mix of emotions that are hard to read. They're just he seems uh, his face is conveying something, but it's eluding you what it is. You can't tell if he is impressed, if he's moved by it, but it does seem to be a pleasing look, a pleasant look on his face. Izzy, I think this will help quite a bit.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm sorry. After walking away, I wanted to make it up to you by helping you with something.
I have another way you can make it up to me. Stop apologizing for everything.
All right, call me out. All right, cool.
His eyes kind of meet yours. You don't have anything to apologize for. And if everything you're telling me is true, which I have no reason to doubt you, then I think you're going to do great things. And I, for one, can't wait to sing songs about it one day.
He does smile. He says, "So, tell me about El. Tell me about Elfheim."
Well, it's a nice place, all things considered. When the Empire leaves us alone, it's wonderfully pleasant. Here lately, they've been increasing patrols through the area. We don't get as much as some of the others. We are still kind of on the outskirts, and Alexandria still, to this day, contests our ownership of by the Empire, but it's been harder lately with, well, everything going on, and now I'm starting to think that maybe you all had something to do with that. We're just getting more visits from the
Maybe.
Imperial forces, and it's just not a good time when they're in town. But overall, things are well. I travel from town to town, Canaan, usually throughout the Empire. It's just easier. You don't need papers to leave and come and go. Um, Actually was making for Altair not long ago, but there was a tragedy that struck there. The entire city is just gone. But it's kind of toured back towards Lindblom. Played a couple A couple places there. I've been making decent coin for myself. It's not a bad life.
I would be careful of Limbum.
I will,
Uh,
if you say
wait,
so.
Limbum is where Noxus is,
Yeah,
correct?
Limblum is the capital. That's where Noctis is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, long story short, you may hear some news of Noxus getting in a fight there soon.
I'll keep my ear open for that. He starts humming a tune that you've never heard. Yeah, that'll work. His mind just seems to be spinning a little bit.
We're going to Ballad tomorrow. But I'll be sure to message you often to give you updates. The fact that you care is very kind.
I've always cared, Izzy.
We're just gonna roll insight on that. I'm sorry, it's only gonna be the pointed things specifically.
You miss. I swear to God.
Yeah, our autism king.
Another 6.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
You've
but,
known him a long time. Since you go way back.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You see, he puts his hand over his heart. He's like, that is very sweet. Now, come on. We're going to talk more during my watch over the fire.
As you
And
say that,
Izzy... Oh, yeah, sorry.
as you're talking to him, and he says that, and you're trying to just read him to see if there's any subtext, to which, of course, there's none. Out of the corner of your eye, as you're looking at him, you catch just a glimmer of something. Passive perception 17. As you look over behind him, but definitely focused on you, you do see a small, glowing, almost imperceptible orb just kind of hanging in one of the trees.
Oh,
Someone
God.
is
Not the bitch is
watching you.
scrying on us. Okay.
Someone is
Just in
watching
my head.
you specifically.
Cool. He is going to... Yeah, there's not much he can do about that. He can't see who's scrying him. So, yeah, just very quickly, he is just going to do
Because the invisibility lasts an hour, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So it would still be up. Okay.
Yep. He is going to do a sorry, I had to look up what level Scry was. Yeah, he's just gonna do a 5th level Dispel Magic.
Okay. As you do that, the orb disappears. Karis kind of jumps a little bit and turns around and looks.
Yeah.
What was
Izzy
that?
immediately grabs his hand and starts walking quicker. He's like, that was someone trying to scry on me, which means we're going to need to leave a lot quicker now.
Oh, okay. Sure. And he just squeezes your hand as you pull him back to camp.
We're going to ball him. You should be fine. You should be fine. The worst that'll come from someone scrying on you is maybe my father figuring out where you went, but you had permission to leave regardless. He most likely will not care about you if it's him.
Okay. Are you leaving now?
Yes, but you see, he stops for a bit, and he thinks, he's like, I put you in danger. I apologize. We need to leave.
We had a deal. You were going to stop that. You didn't do anything. At this point, they're kind of back in camp, and you can hear the tail end of this conversation, those of you that are awake, which I would assume would be Ava still. And at this point, just with the commotion, Queen Sarah is starting to stir. Who is that? She kind of gets up and she moves to put herself
no,
between
it's fine, Sarah.
him and the kids. What's going on?
This is Taurus, Tarek. This is Taurus.
we need to go. I can explain on the way. You see Izzy opens up his bag, and he's going to pull out his sorry, really quick. I'm looking through my to see what it's called. Ah, perfect. Is that how many I have? No, that's cost. Cool. He pulls out his signet ring that has his family's crest on it, and he puts it on Taurus, and he simply says, keep this. I'm familiar with you, but if you have an item on, it actually makes scrying on you a lot easier just in case something happens.
Okay.
That way I can scry on the item if need be.
Okay.
And then he just gives him a very quick hug before saying, "Are you okay camping by yourself?"
Yes, I've been doing it. I've been doing it for a while. You just leave me the campfire. I'll
Perfect.
be fine.
Perfect. Nozak, that automaton, or not the automaton, the djinn. What do
Nozak's
you
still
call it?
asleep.
He just like slowly
You just
shakes
hear. You
Nozak.
just hear.
Nozak.
Hello. Oh fuck, that's right.
You're thinking drive. You're thinking drive while Ava rests, correct?
Yeah, if there's like enough power, it's like a battery. You know what a
Perfect.
battery is, don't you?
We need to leave. I saw a scrying orb following me, and if they try to show, and if it's Noctis or my father, and they try to show up here, it's going to be danger.
You're right.
Fine. Okay. Yep. Cool.
Taurus, thank you.
No. Thank you. It was really good to see you, Izzy.
It was good to see you too. I'm gonna message you tomorrow to see if everything's okay.
I appreciate that. I'll look forward to it.
What? What's everyone else's passive insight?
21.
Oh yeah. Everybody else, please.
21. So I don't know about everybody. Let's see. 21. What's
Oh, I
yours,
got a
Nozak?
15 in my passive now.
21. Ava, you are picking up on some heavy vibes here. At least one way. There is definitely from Taurus this level of affection that Izzy is not returning. It's just in the way that his body language, the way that he's looking at Izzy, the way that he's speaking. You're picking up on it hardcore, like it's obvious. It's obvious. Except not to Izzy. And actually, Nozak, I'd say passive 15. It's noticeable to you too.
I can roll if you want me to.
No, I think passive 15 is high enough. I'd say 15's enough to be like, wait, something's up here. But Ava's just like, oh, yeah, this dude is like totally hot for Izzy.
Izzy, Izzy very quickly just picks up Nelly and starts putting her into the thing. He's immediately on busy beat mode now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna wake up Luca.
Okay.
I'm gonna tap his shoulder and then move him twice because that's kind of like our we gotta go thing.
Okay. Oh shit.
Yep.
What time is it?
Back on the thing. Fuck knows. We gotta go. Apparently.
Okay.
Let's go.
At this point, Taurus looks at you again, Izzy. I really can't wait to. And then he's cut off as a noise kind of starts echoing around you. There's a bright flash of light as this portal opens up, and in the blink of an eye, you're surrounded by 8 Imperial soldiers and 1 wizard. As they all just kind of pop into this clearing, Taurus is cut off as he goes to speak, and he looks around, kids also start just kind of panicking. Nellie just kind of coming out of this. What's happening? Sarah at this point puts the kids behind him. Get behind me, stay there. And she draws her sword as well.
Period. We love a melee cleric.
One of the guards, the wizard that seemingly cast the spell, and by the way, I got a 92 on that teleportation roll. So they were like
That's
on
badass.
they were
That's pretty
on
good.
point. So they were like right on top of you guys.
Go them.
One
Asshole,
of
but
them
go them.
dressed up. Obviously, the commander steps forward. Well, this was easier than we were expecting. Camping in the middle of the woods. You know, you've made quite the name for yourself. I'm going to make quite the name for myself bringing you in, too.
Who are you?
I'm asking the questions here, Rabbit.
Oh.
Now,
When he says that, oh, go ahead. I'm about to say, get your monologue out. I'm sorry.
Don't do anything stupid. You're coming with us back to Lindblom.
When he says that, you all just feel like wind being pulled in, and as you all look back, you see Izzy's eyes are glowing incredibly bright as he simply says, "Why don't you fucking try it?"
They said you
And
wouldn't
Izzy is
come easy.
officially in sicko mode.
Yeah, let's go. I'm
They
ready
said you
to
wouldn't
wipe some
come
bitches
easy.
off the face of the planet.
I'm looking forward to this. He starts to draw his sword. He looks around. The rest of them do too, except for the wizard has kind of taken a step back. Those of them have kind of formed a circle around your camp and are coming in. Taurus gets his dagger out, not really knowing what to do, kind of backing up. His back bumps up to you, Izzy, as he kind of looks over his shoulder and your eyes meet. Oh, this is a hell of a reunion, isn't it?
I guess you could say, I need you to not judge me after you see what I might potentially do to these people.
I don't judge you, Izzy.
God, this dude is gay. I don't know what's up with him.
Do what you can. It's cool. I'll write a song about it. He just kind of gives you a little bit of a smirk, flips his dagger around. He seems to have good control of it. So he kind of flips it through his hands and then readies it for whatever's coming next.
Before we start, I'm going to get a Eldritch.
Pull out my gun.
My cannon. My. Hey, how's it going?
You feel something come up next to you as you look down, and Luca has got his dagger out, the brand new one, and he's standing next to you. And he just, before you say anything, he goes, "Don't fucking say it, old man. I'm not sitting back on this one."
Alrighty. The Avatar, a pissed off sorcerer, and the Holy Way Estate. Let's fucking show these people how it's done. Because I'm assuming Blake, is like still either getting prepared or
asleep.
Doing that thing.
Blake at this point is awake. Her and Duchess have kind of both woken up and have kind of joined back. As I imagine you all are kind of back to back, unless anybody's doing anything else, because they've got you surrounded. I've kind of imagined that you guys are on the airship, because that's where you were getting, just kind of defending that. Is that accurate or no?
Yeah, I'd say that'd be accurate.
Also, I'm about to say, guys, don't worry. We have some good spells at our disposal.
Oh yeah, no, we'll be fine. Between a pissed off sorcerer, the Avatar, a death cleric, and the Holy Way Estate. We're not going back to Limblom. You can tell Noctis to get fucked after what he did to me.
The captain at this point just kind of says, can someone remind me, who was it specifically they needed? And then one of the other ones goes, I think they were just looking for the queen. The guy just kind of laughs. So we can kill the rest. Simple enough.
Can I
They
aim
all-
and just try and fire a bolt between his eyes just to shut him up?
Before you do that, that would be an
Okay.
initiative roll, but we're not going to start that at
Obviously not
11:50.
now. Yeah.
No.
So-
Let's play for another 3 hours. Let's get it out the way.
I just want to see if I roll a die, like a roll high enough, can I just take one of them out before it starts?
No, not at this point, because there's no surprise. The second you go to do anything, someone's gonna react to that. So were you to have some kind of surprise
That's
roll,
fair.
Ava, you feel a little tug on your sleeve, and you look down, and Blake is kind of just tugging on you, and you see that at this point she has put her mask on, but she just nods kind of imperceptibly, like kind of beyond the ring of guards that have now kind of closed in on you. Give me a perception check.
Ooh, okay. Dirty 20.
20.
Hell yeah.
The
Izzy,
very
that's what a roll looks like, above 10.
past what little light is there in the clearing from the fire that's still going, you see another figure that has come out from behind one of the trees and is moving slowly towards the group, very quietly. Blake's the only one that seems to have noticed them at this point, and now you, since she's pointed them out. They're a larger figure, completely cloaked. They seem to be attracted to whatever is happening here. Who they are, you don't know.
All right. Hopefully they're on our team.
And that's where we're going to end tonight, I think. Because if we start rolling punches, it's going to go for a lot longer. It was nice to have a little RP after last week's just pure combat. So,
Yeah.
For
there
sure.
you go.
I need you to understand, Wolf. I'm literally starting a separate group chat for the 4 of us so we can start planning. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm dead serious because I have a plan.
Oh, that's fine. Do whatever you want. I do it to my DM all the time, but she fucking hates it.
So, keep in mind, when we come back, Blake will be back. So Blake is now a part of this and awake and all that stuff. So with that, yeah. Any last words before I end stream? We like Taurus, right? I like Taurus. Everyone
Taurus,
seems to
yeah.
like Taurus, but Izzy.
Yeah.
You like my poem? I like him.
So the thing about it is, I think Izzy just is so busy with things that he just has not noticed this man clearly flirting with him.
Yep.
Because, like, let's make it very clear. I think I've said this multiple times. Izzy does not care about anyone's gender. He is just an idiot. No, I won't say that.
Intelligence is your best stat, but wisdom is your dump stat.
No, I won't say that. He's not dumb. He just is very bad at noticing things like this.
Yeah, those were some bad insight rolls. Those are some rough ones. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Next time is episode 40. Can't believe we've been doing this. We're closing in on 50.
Damn.
Man, we've been at this for a while. Hope people are still enjoying watching. Hope you all are still enjoying playing. We'll see what happens next time. I think it'll be pretty interesting. So that's all I got to say. Tune in next week for more Kupo Quest action. With that, everybody, thank you for watching, and lally ho, friends.
Lolly ho.